The first project of this wedding series is the 3 rotating photo cubes. I'll leave a link up the top corner if you would like to watch that from the start. Now the second project of this wedding series is this interactive photo album. Not only a removable cover, but also 6 mini removable photo albums. This was inspired by Genevieve. She has some really good ideas if you go to her channel. Inside it has a pocket with an insert where you can journal on or place say 6x4 photos. Yeah, and just pop it back in. It snaps together and then clips onto your album held by magnets. Now let's go into the album. Now the album, the front cover has a waterfall, holds 12 photos. And then it's all held together with a magnetic latch. Now this is where our removable albums are. Now each album holds 38 photos and I think it worked out to 228 photos in all you can hold. Now this holds 6 mini albums, and it's a good idea when you have family and friends over, pass the albums around. They're all removable. In this video, part 2 of the project, I show you how I create the pockets to insert the little mini albums step by step. And as you will see, it's not hard at all. I hope you can stay with me right to the end, follow along, and maybe create one for yourself. Hi everybody, my name is Kat from Kat's Crafty Corner. Welcome to my channel. If you do like this type of craft, please think of subscribing, hit the notification bell, and even the like button. It really helps my channel. Thank you. Let's get started. This is one way you can do the little pockets, but I realised once I've glued them down that if I do it this way, I won't be able to put the tabs with the magnets that hold the albums in place. So as you can see, I ripped them off and went this way. Just measure 1 mil away from your score lines to make sure that when you close your album, there's no problem there. Again, I do that on the other side. I leave about a 2 mil border right around. And once both sheets are cut to size, I actually find the center of both cover papers and draw a line. Now just get a 12 by 12 sheet of paper, score one side, fold the score line down. Then I measure up against one of the sheets and score down, because each one's going to be a different size, so always use your cutout to measure your pockets. Then I score the other side, cut off the excess, and I don't show it here, but what I end up is scoring either end of that paper and then cutting out my pockets like I'm showing here. And this is basically what they should look like. I miter all the corners. And then just fit the pockets as I'm showing you here. Now I do it this way so that when you put the albums in and out, you've got no obstruction. Now here, yeah, we've got a bit, put too much glue, but that's fine. It all works out in the end. Just wipe it all off. Glue down all 3 ends. Burnish down as you go. Now, as you can see, the pocket is actually 1/2 inch below the center line. And then I realized I didn't really need the tab on the bottom of the top one, so I cut the tab off. Because again, you want to avoid the obstruction of the tab when you're putting your albums in and out. Line that up against the center line, and of course that's 1/2 inch below the top. And just glue down as I'm showing you here. Just run a thin line of glue down the bottom. And just burnish it all down. And then I'll go on to do the same to the other sheet. So my first 4 pockets are complete. And here are our pockets. Now once your pockets are complete, I fill all the both albums with all the photos, all 38 photos. So this is how I gauged the height that I will need, the actual tabs that will hold the photos in place. It worked out about 1 inch that I continued to score 1/8 for the height of the albums. And go on to fold all the score lines. Once you finish folding all your lines, this is what it should look like. Then you put it against your album. And then I just gauge it about 1.5 inches from the right side, where I'll be cutting it off. But in the meantime, I go on to do the other side, the right side. Again, just scoring 1/8 for 1 inch. Fold down your lines. It's a bit tedious, but needs to be done. And then measure up against the other side, and then just cut off the excess. One side, 2 sides. I corner around all the 4 ends. I just think it looks neat, but you can leave it as is if you want. And then go on to glue them both down. Make sure that you do center them though. And make sure that you do glue them on the underside of your sheet. Now once both are glued down, I'll put the albums back in, because now I'll be placing the magnets on both tabs. Now the magnets that I'm using are 10mm by 1mm. They're quite readily available on Amazon. I use 3 magnets, but the one thing, make sure that, like on one side, you got all your positive up. Then go on to put your other 3 magnets that are for the left tab. Put some double-sided tape on your magnets. And guide the right tab over to the left tab, and then gently press down so that the magnets will stay in place. Now I'll just go on to put some double-sided tape on that side. And this sleeve is basically ready to be decorated. I go on to do the second one the same way. Again, make sure that they are centered, both left and right. Again, if you do like this type of crafting, I do hope you subscribe, hit the notification bell. Now once both sleeves are complete, I'll bring my album out, put them in place. Just double check that nothing interferes with the closing of the album. I'm quite happy with it. Now we're ready to decorate. Now the paper collection I'm using is the Stamperia Romantic collection. And here I just glue all my decorative bits down. Once you finish decorating, they're ready to be glued down. I put double-sided tape just to do the initial hold so the glue can set. You can just use glue, it'll be fine. Quite generous with my glue because it's got a bit of weight there. The main thing is to burnish. So it adheres very well. Again, check that there's no obstruction to closing your album. And then again, like I was saying, just burnish and burnish. And then I'll go on to do the same to the other side. Now we're ready to go on to the third sleeve. Again, just put it together how we did the other two. Decorate. And basically just glue it all down. Once the third sleeve is glued down, we're ready to insert the last two albums, and this completes part 2 of this project. I hope you did enjoy this video. Thank you for staying with me right to the end, and I hope to see you in part 3, where we start on the inner front cover where we make the waterfall. I hope you can join me then. Thank you.